Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and this is the banner overview for the week of July 7th. So this week we have a brand new unit in Kaede. She is the one that was silhouetted and then 2 days later unveiled. I don't get what the point of that was. Seemed like they could have just had her in the monthly updates if they were going to reveal it 2 days later. But c'est la vie. She is a light slash unit with a few fun things that she can do, including Alchemic Freeze, Infinite Guts for a turn, other guts via her reactive if her health is above 80%. She's got some slash res down. On her free gear, she has got a transformation state that modifies her reactive. Overall, seems like a very solid, hard to kill unit that even if her damage under just the usual circumstances isn't the highest, she is very, very hard to kill. And as any Oct user can attest to, sometimes that is very, very valuable. Because while an absurd amount of content can be cleared with like Zahar, Dios, Elizabeth, and Natalie, or maybe Voda, you actually have Voda. You don't need to have Natalie and Elizabeth. That's crazy. Sometimes you just need to be more durable in order to get through a level. So I think that Kaede is the kind of unit designed for those kinds of levels. Especially if you go for her Memento and get the VCR, which when her health is under 30%, she can get immunity to Alchemic Freeze as well as some nasty status effects such as Silence. So overall, very, very solid. Like, I wouldn't feel pressured to burn your gems on her if you weren't planning to, if you're saving for something else, like I'm saving for Solomon. No need to suddenly swerve and go for her. But she's a unit to keep your eye on if maybe you were to pull her at some point in the future and you have the light shards to spare. Certainly good. Or if there's a nice Memento banner that happens to include hers, definitely keep her on the back burner if you are not in it to win it for her. Like, I imagine some people are. Just combination of her design and her playstyle, I imagine there's got to be some pretty big fans of hers, and justifiably so. So definitely, I approve of her as far as her kit and her level of scarcity. So her power level to scarcity ratio, I think, is just perfectly balanced. It's not overpriced, not an excellent deal, just right in the middle. So yeah, that is all I've got to say about Kaede. Next thing I wanted to do is take a quick stop to the secret shop. I wanted to talk about some of the boxes for the 12.5 celebration that are available and whether or not they might be a good deal for you. Okay, so the two boxes that I wanted to talk about were the 5K box and the Memento Selector box. I don't think anything else in the shop is particularly worthwhile. So 5K gets you unit 375 of a unit, Memento Selector, and 4-star gear selector, all normal pool stuff. So in general, my philosophy for gems is that they're better spent in the pursuit of limited things. There are some exceptions sometimes though, because while unit or whatever gotcha scarcity is important, time is also very, very important as well. Just because the longer you have a unit, the more you can enjoy them. So occasionally I will deviate from the limited only thing. Like for example, Naju, I went for his Memento at the time and never really regretted it. Like now, you know, I'll pull it occasionally and it'll be just vision coins, but all the fun that I've had just like soloing with Naju, totally worth it. So if you're in the camp of you've got units that you're trying to raise like ASAP, like say you're trying to get Rado up as fast as you can, that 375 will go a long way towards it, you know, max limit break / enlightenment / enlightened bond. And then also you've got some normal pool Memento that's just eluded you and some other gear that you never ended up getting. If you can find cases for all three of those and time is of the essence for whatever reason, then it might be worth spending the gems. I would just keep in mind that sometimes they give away these exact same rewards for free. Producer's letter, anniversary, etc. So really time should be the main weight there. And then for the Memento one, I don't have too much different to say. Just it's half the price, just with one of the things rather than three things. But you also get 10 summon tickets, but I wouldn't put any stock in that. The amount of times I've been given 10 Memento summon tickets and had none of them be 5 stars. And then even if you get a 5-star, no guarantee that it's going to be anything good. You could get victors. So I'd really just the selector is 100% of the weight on this one. So yeah, I just wanted to weigh in on that because it can look really, really tempting, especially if you're newer and you're still learning about like what's limited, what's not, what's good, what's not, that kind of thing. Okay, so now let's take a look at the banners. Okay, let's talk about some banners. I'm going to try and do this succinctly because I have attempted the banner overview for this recording for quite some time now, and I'm having trouble getting it right. I've somehow managed to ramble about Quince twice on 2 different occasions, non-consecutively, so that was a thing. So first and foremost, I'll say that if you are after Kaede, there's good stuff. Also, Rathalos Trio, Sprite Trio, and Blade Frox Trio. So overall, good week for trios and Kaede. If you are not interested in any of those, then I think it's an easy skip week. So let's start with Kaede. Her shards are available in the Louise shop, and for the most part, I think that's the better option than just doing this over and over again. However, I do think one lap is worthwhile because free tickets plus discount ticket, you end up in a spot where you're paying 500 gems more than the Louise shop, but you're paying 500 gems to not have to worry about RNG. I think that's worth the cost. So for the Rathalos Trio, also available in the Louise shop, definitely good units. They gave one of them away for free if you played during April Fools. However, if you've started playing after that, that is not an option. So if they are appealing to you, I think they're definitely good units all in their own way. Neville for debuffing, Vlad for survivability, and then Caesar for berserk trolling and PvP. All good times. Next up is going to be a banner I think is not worth it at all. Sets in his normal pool. Mashri's alright, but it's diluted, and yeah, I also just don't like Rochelle's design. I'm biased. I'm a human being. The Limit Break Festival, definitely a good way to pick up limited units, as I say every time there's one of these. It's actually a pretty good pool too, as far as getting 375 shards. I don't recommend for most people to actually go all the way to step 7, but definitely always good for burning discount tickets at the very least. So next up we get to the Memento for Kaede. I think this is an excellent pool as far as that goes. If you're gonna go for Kaede's Memento and getting limit breaks or first acquisition, and as well as soul shards for the Blade Fox, I think that's a great setup, and there's nothing bad here to dilute the pool. So overall, pretty great. This one's slightly less great because there are less good things diluting the pool, like Rochelle's Memento. I mean, it's not bad if you use Rochelle, it's a normal pool Memento. But if you want a copy of the Rathalos Trio, Tamis, or the Sprite Trio, then this is good. It's got a selector, so you can guarantee it. There was a chance to get Tamis or the Sprite Trio for free, but maybe you weren't playing yet at the time, or maybe you picked something else, just opportunity cost. So if you've missed out and you still haven't gotten a chance to get it, then this is a chance to get it. The next two have the same format, where they've got the featured are the pool, and you can get 6 copies of one of them. But I don't like these as much because unless you like every single one of the results, which to be fair, this one I think is pretty good, assuming you use all the units, this one I don't think is the case as far as being worthwhile. But since you just can't control the result, I'm just not as big of a fan. So next up, as far as stuff from last week, if you're still gunning for Mira, you could do that. You could also get some shards out of global units like Morrigan, one of the best fire magic units in the game. Or if you wanted to apply an extra discount ticket to either the swimsuits or the global mementos, that is something you could do as well. But yeah, otherwise, that is all I have got for this week. So hopefully, if you are going for Kaede or something else, I wish you good luck, and I will see you all next time.